I'm an old man. We're recording in live, by the way.
Oh, all right.
And
no Jack.
Jack's on time. So
his time.
Before we begin, partner plugs, everybody. And notice I'm not saying sponsor mentions because we here at the Packfiller only work with cool companies that we believe in. God damn it! Is my mic too hot? Am I a little hot?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Okay. So here's the deal. All of our sponsors have links at packfiller.com. Do us a solid. Type that address first and then shop away. Hey, Jack. First and foremost, Gooder sunglasses. You know what I'm talking about. Great shades, clear lenses even. Fun styles, fully polarized, and just $35 a pair. That's right. Glasses that look good on and off the bike. You can grab enough pair to suit your mood, terrain styles, weather, or light availability and such. I ended it and such. That's really weird. Why would I end? Okay, I typed it. Must be right. Wahoo Fitness, people. Wahoo is the leader in computer trainers and affordable options for fitness monitoring. Well, the Wahoo bike is spendy, but pretty freaking cool. Be a Wahoo-ligan, grab a computer heart rate strap, or subscribe to one of the best training platforms out there with system. Wahoo! I saw a Wahoo bike, by the way. Our local wheel sport shop up the road had it. Oh. It's $3,400 and it's cool looking. It's really cool looking, but I don't have $3,400. Athletic Brewing, everybody, the home for the forefront in the NA brewing movement. You don't need to get fat and drunk. You can enjoy great flavor without the calories or hangover. Drink before a race and not suck the next day. No, really, enough flavors to satisfy just about any beer snob. Use the link and type in PBulger20, all one word, PBulger20. That's BULGER 20 to get a special discount at Athletic Brewing. Next, finally, Untapped Energy. All natural, delicious, all energy, the source for true fuel. Use the best Vermont maple syrup for clean energy. Energy. Clean entry.
What are you drinking?
He started a while.
Scotch.
Yeah.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's week.
Well, I celebrate a whole week. Finally, Ambassador Cycling. Get fit to get fit. You know you need a proper fit to get and feel fast. Sam and Ambassador can get you on your way to enjoying hurting yourself. No, really. It isn't just about getting aero. You can generate more power if you actually fit your bike properly. Get to ambassador.com today. Although Sam's in Hawaii and he's been sending us pictures of his rides, and I just want to say,
smash him.
fuck that guy. Jack, your hands are filthy like you work for a living.
I washed them. These are washed twice, maybe 3 times.
No shit.
Old knob and tube.
Greasy, nasty stuff.
Asbestos.
Yeah.
Right on. Did you breathe deeply?
I just hold my breath.
Asbestos?
Jack and I are going to die at a young age.
Yeah.
We will.
You know, I once came up with a really kind of a funny movie premise that as the zombie apocalypse comes and the only thing that protects people from the virus is the asbestos coating in their lungs.
Yeah, that might be why he did so well during COVID.
Yeah, and so Libby, Montana is the safe haven for everybody to go to because for those who don't know Libby, Montana, cycling podcast.
Yeah.
Let's just get this out of the way, everybody. I'm going to say this right now. As the sole Patrick on the show, I want to state something of great importance. St. Patrick's Day is not an immediate invitation to get drunk and act like an asshole. Green beer is bullshit. If you see someone wearing green, don't fucking pinch them. That is creepy and borderline assault. Corned beef and cabbage is a shit dinner. It tastes horrible. It's gross.
What? Wrong.
Shut the fuck up. I'm the Patrick.
Yeah.
The Irish aren't known for their potatoes. That is just the reason why they fucking left Ireland. The Lucky Charms character is not Irish. And finally, if you want to celebrate properly, have a good beer, a sip of whiskey, a pasty, and maybe engage in a proper fist fight. There, I said it. It's St. Patrick's Day week.
Proper fist fight.
Yeah. Preferably with a family member. Right? Or a complete stranger in a pub.
Last night I made bangers and mash.
Did you? Mm-hmm. That's British.
Tasty.
It's close enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close enough.
Yep.
Hey, for all of our Irish listeners, Jack's email is...
Hey, I am Irish. I can say that if I want.
Broadhead?
You don't think they...
Broadhead is Irish?
You don't think they eat bangers and mash? They probably don't call it that. They probably call it like wieners and mush.
Oh my fucking God. You are a terrible person. You are just bashing an entire culture right now.
I can bash my own culture.
How are you Irish? Is Broadhead Irish?
I'm a mutt, but I'm a lot of Irish. Anyway.
Hey, please respond, gentlemen, with what you truly believe to be your spirit animal tonight. That's our question. So I'm going to introduce you. I'm simply going to ask you to name your spirit animal, and we are going to agree or disagree with it. And if we think there's something different, we're going to tell you that there is something different. So
you've already picked what our spirit animal.
No, I have not. How am I? No, I don't know. Yours might be a.
I know what mine is right now. Yep.
Okay, well,
should I start?
No, first and foremost, I always start with Paul. I always start at that end of the bar. So, Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah? What's your spirit animal, dude?
Well, lately I feel like I really can connect up with a slug. I'm not moving so fast.
Oh, what's wrong? What happened?
I'm just
You're
getting
back out
old and
again?
slow.
He's so fucking full of shit
I am.
because you're faster than hell.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, can we all disagree that Paul's spirit animal is not a slug? Do you have a different one? Do you have a genuine
That's
one?
not even
Didn't
an
you see
animal.
the trail I
It's
left
not even a
coming in
fucking-
here?
Snow, I snowblowed.
It's not even.
I got snot running out, and it's just like leaving this
Hey.
slimy.
That's not an animal. So pick a new one.
It has to be a mammal. Is that what you're looking for?
Animal you connect with.
No.
Fish. I guess you can have a spirit
Okay,
animal.
guppy, because I've been gasping for air.
Jesus.
Oh my God! You self-deprecation. You're Eeyore. You're a donkey.
Yeah, yes.
No, I'm
Thanks
not.
for noticing.
I am not.
Jesus. Second of all, Mr. Jack Broadhead. Jack, you've been waiting for this moment. Apparently, what's your spirit animal?
Well, the first thing I thought of was squirrel.
Squirrel. That is no one can argue that
Straight
one.
up.
No.
Oh,
You know Jack.
where's
He's a
number
squirrel.
4? That's definitely number 4.
I've never thought I had a spirit animal
Well,
or that it was a squirrel, but as soon as you asked,
that one makes a lot of sense.
it does. It's
And that just popped into your head today.
oh yeah, like right
No
when
shit.
you said that. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's funny
Hard to
because people say that I'm like a golden retriever. When you said squirrel, I went, oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
right.
My
yeah,
wife's
so
a
maybe that
meerkat.
is that.
My wife's a meerkat.
Meerkat? That's a good
She's
one.
always looking to see what's going on. She wants to know what's going on.
That's a good one though.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Third, Jackson Bulger. What's your spirit animal, dude?
I have always I do have a little story behind this one. So I have always said that mine is a narwhal. That's the first thing that's come out of my mouth every time someone's asked. So and hear me out
And
because
that's fake, right?
no, they're real.
No, they're real.
They're actually real.
Yeah.
What is it?
Real deal.
What is it?
It's got
It's like a
It's
whale
got
with a
yeah,
unicorn
whale.
horn.
it's like a unicorn whale.
Yeah.
Mini baby whale. Yeah.
And they
Legit, dude.
Now I got it.
yeah. You don't see a lot of them, but when you do, like they're special. And so one time I was doing like this community service thing and everybody was like, okay, we're going to go around the circle. What's your spirit animal? And so I said narwhal and everybody was like, wow, you're a weirdo. Like everybody thought I was weird.
So now you're sticking with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
But-
fuck you. I'm a goddamn narwhal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we keep going around the circle and some guy's like, I'm this like super specific squirrel, like this
Really?
tree squirrel. And everyone's like, nice. I agree. Like
Like,
the
they
narwhal
don't
is
even know.
weird, but the squirrel's not.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that's not me.
Yeah.
Assholes.
I know.
God damn, people are mean.
It wasn't just a plain gray pine squirrel.
No, it
type
was
of
like-
thing. It was like a
a
specific-
nocturnal flying squirrel. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy's the weird one, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Should have kicked his ass.
I know. At a community service site of all places.
Absolutely.
Just like you said,
yeah,
brawl.
out of community service.
Brawl.
Yeah, you get
Just
some
go.
jug. Yeah.
Me, I have
Panther.
to say, no, I have to say, unfortunately, mine is probably a bear because I'm big, hairy, and gay men like me.
No. Yeah.
It's very much the case.
Came in like me too.
Do they like you? Yeah, I get a
I'm not
lot
bear,
of.
though. I don't got much body hair.
Do you don't?
I don't.
No, I get a lot of it from fellow.
That's okay. It's a
gay
sign.
men. I
That's
take it as a
respect.
compliment.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
cool with it. Yeah, I'm cool with it. You know, at least somebody.
Somebody finds
Right?
it sexy.
Yeah. Hey, who's riding, everybody? Let's go
Oh,
back to cycling.
fuck.
Should we start with Jack?
Yeah,
Should we start at
why
the bottom?
not?
Have you
Start
been
at the bottom.
Have you even looked at a bike in
Not
7
since
days?
the last podcast.
Really?
So
You're a busy man, though.
Fuck.
Your hands are filthy. You're working hard, man. You're working hard.
I am. So these pictures that Sam's been sending over and how great cycling is in Maui.
Bike Fit Sam's in Maui. Yeah.
We're in Maui in June, and I told my wife I'm bringing my bike. First, she looked at me like, I said, "You can bring yours too," and that,
Yeah, that went over like a fart. in
yeah.
church.
But anyway, I'm
You gonna
excited
get it?
about that. Oh yeah, I've got to. It probably won't be the new bike because
Maybe it'll get damaged, and you'll have money for a new bike.
right. Well, I'm spending my bike money apparently on a new van. So
What?
just a van,
Work van?
just a fucking work van. Yeah,
Really?
still broken down. Yeah, life's tough right now.
Adulting sucks.
Adulting, yes.
I bought a cargo trailer today
Oh wow, where?
Huh.
Why?
because of the my promotion company.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
They're expensive now.
Well, I
Did
bought
you
it
buy
from,
brand new?
No, I bought it from Gino.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, well.
does he have any more?
No.
Oh.
This is
Tandem axle, single
I need
Yeah,
axle.
one.
tandem.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that spendy. It's a 20-year-old trailer.
Well, yeah, it should be.
But
practically
with classic
free.
Gino, it's full of race stuff. So,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
Yeah.
Good there. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Anyway, Paul, how's the riding been, man? You rode today.
Yeah.
God damn it. He wasn't mean in his Strava though.
No, I wanted to leave something mean for you guys, but I didn't. So
Come out to play.
yeah,
Yeah.
nothing like that. And if apparently that whole kind of fell on its sword because people are not as
It
old
was
as I am.
educational.
I
We
thought
all
it was
learned.
funnier than
thought it-
shit.
yeah.
I
And
didn't
you
care
didn't
about the
see
movie
reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch the video of the
Yeah,
reference,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was not
All
Sean
right.
Penn. That was not even close to Sean Penn.
Oh, wow.
That was an actor who I remember he was in Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid. He was the bad guy in that movie.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's kind of screwy.
yeah.
It was
How
a
many-
weird movie.
How many days?
Well, actual on the road, we rode together on Saturday with Bike Fit Sam before he went to Hawaii, and then I rode today. But I did hop because we had crappy weather on Sunday. I hopped on the rollers for 45 minutes.
You did.
Yeah.
You got on.
I had to iron out my legs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I should have. Jackson, how'd the week go?
Great. Same as always. I was sick last Monday, unfortunately, which sucked. But the rest of the week was good. Rode on Zwift on Wednesday. I'm doing the little 30-minute workouts, which are really proven to help. And then we all did that big ride on Sunday, and I was pleased with how I was able to ride. So, yeah.
I got Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then yesterday, if you count the weeks between the shows. Saturday, I can say to the listeners, because you guys didn't mention it, we did, Jackson and I did just over 80.
Mm-hmm.
You did it like 84.
85.
Yeah. And you guys, thank you guys for doing that for me, because I'm doing the
How far is Fondo?
Fondo
88?
88.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weekend.
Have you checked with Karsten?
He's
to see
still
if
going.
he's-
The Diva's still going.
And is he fit?
I don't know. I do not know. And I think
He's the Panther.
The spirit animal.
is that his spirit animal?
No, it is not. He's like that eagle on the Muppets. Yeah, he's totally. Yeah, especially when he had a crew cut or a
Yeah.
flat top.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, the 80, I think I did 84 or something like that, and it was good. I honestly was surprised at how I felt as the ride progressed, because we weren't soft pedaling, right?
First half, we were humming.
Be
We
nice.
were going
Tell
pretty
me
first
we were
half.
soft pedaling.
Yeah,
Everybody
but we
cried.
had tailwinds and cross tails.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
helped.
we were pushing it one time with the tailwind. We were doing over 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intentionally made a little bit of an effort coming down to the 7 Mile Bridge, and I'm sure you guys were just on a free ride going, "What's up, Bulger's ass?" But
no,
you know,
I like when people do that.
yeah, I a couple times I wanted to see if I had a little bit of extra oomph, and it felt good. For this time of year, it felt really good. So I'm not excited, but I'm okay about this weekend. You're right, Paul. I did indoors on Monday, and that really helped. It kind of just get the shit out of the legs. But I I never even thought about riding on Sunday. I was going to ride with my wife, but it was pouring rain, and so the two of us were just. She just looked at me and went, "I don't want to get into a cycling kit. I hate a cycling kit." And I went, "Okay, we won't ride." No fenders. Yeah, we didn't have any fenders.
You could have ridden Sunday. A nice little 40-mile ride in the rain with fenders, and never even knew.
I do need your guys' advice on tech issues. I after talking with several people who've done the race in the past, and Diva and I talked a little bit via text about the fact that it is an 88-mile course, 30 some miles of it are gravel. A good friend of us, good friend of the show's Terry Prime told me that it is more or less kind of Ronde Van Pelouse gravel roads. And for those roads, and he said he did it with 28 tires on a couple of years ago, and I made a last minute judgment call because I was worried about gearing. I was okay doing it on my gravel bike. Diva said it best. He says riding your gravel bike on the road kind of sucks for a long amount of time. And I guess he's kind of right. And I didn't. I don't know why I was worried about gearing. I was worried about being undergeared. And so I'm doing it on my road bike with 28s.
Yeah. I think that's smart.
Played that.
You think so?
Yeah, you kind of weigh which is better, the suck of a gravel bike on 50 miles of pavement, versus a couple miserable miles on gravel of 30, on your road bike.
And I saw the course, and a good chunk of the gravel is right within the first 25 miles, and I was like, okay, that's close to town, even though the town is afraid of Washington. And if you haven't heard of Afraid of Washington, welcome to the population. Nobody's has. But and so I'm just figuring it might be kind of a good call. I don't know. We'll see.
It will be windy, so I think a road bike would be a better choice.
Yeah.
Jackson.
No, I agree. We talked about it this weekend. I think it's going to be probably the more efficient of the two over the amount of time. And yeah, I think with 28 you'll probably be fine. Yeah. We figured out the pressure and everything that you need to run.
Yeah.
Well, figured out our own pressure that we need to figure
tubeless?
out.
No. Diva thinks I'm an idiot for not going tubeless. I just don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to get all the setup and buy the specific tires and all that fucking shit, and then just switch it back when I'm done. One day I'm just going to buy some extra tubes, right? Right? Yeah. Jackson, I do want you to know that I'm putting a bar bag on. I'm putting the small little bag on the front.
There you go.
What are you going to carry in it?
I'm going to carry my food.
What are you?
He can't reach his back pockets anymore.
Oh, fuck it. Well, listen. Just kidding. Listen, you asshole.
So what kind of food?
Sandwiches.
Oh, he's going to have
sub sandwiches.
A camp stove and some wieners.
No, it'll be that stove we made in Boy Scouts where you like take the cardboard and you wrap it in a Frito tin. Frito sauce tin. Put some wax over it so that you can. He has that.
Yeah. Unlike the elderly having their conversation over there.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, especially because like over that amount of time you don't know how windy it's going to be. And are there any stops really?
There's one. There's one.
Then, especially with the size of bag that you're bringing along.
Oh, I thought he was going to say the size of me. Yeah, like, you look like you can use some food there.
Yeah. But I think that'll be good.
I am going to take it. I'm going to throw some extra shit in it because when we did Belgian waffle, I didn't use it, and I had stuff in my jersey, and it bounced all around, and it drove me crazy.
On the gravel, the potholes.
Yeah. No, when your jersey pockets switch to rotate around.
That's a lot of crap
front pockets. Then you're kangaroo.
Yeah, I had tools, I had food, I had all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
you know me, I overpack.
Bag. Yeah.
I overpack. Yeah.
You're a Boy Scout.
I am. I never was.
Is that your new handlebar pack for
it's
your
just a little guy. Just a little guy. No, not for the bike touring.
Yeah, he's bike packing this one.
Exactly. Not for the bike packing. No, this is a little guy, so I think it'll work. I don't know. Paul, you can make fun of me.
What about fenders?
I'm not doing fenders.
We gotta address this.
What's it gonna rain?
Like,
are these?
You don't need fenders to ride in dry weather, Jack.
Security bag.
Is it gonna rain?
No, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to start like.
We're on the east side of the Cascades.
Low 30s.
Here's the thing. The strange thing about like
tell me.
Did you say low 30s?
Low 30s and up to the 50, up to like 52 by the end of the day.
That's a little cold.
Well, that's what we did this weekend. Yeah.
Like today too.
Yeah. I'll be fine. Yeah. Driving the RV
Knickers?
there all by myself.
Wow.
You were in
We get
Knickers?
I'm going to either wear but we call them knee warmers, Jack. Yeah, and then the knicker style, yeah. Or I don't know. It depends on the temp, but I probably go with the knee warmer thing because that's what I did. Knickers earlier.
Actually, knickers are like full. There's
one piece.
The one piece. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Or you guys were making fun of those this weekend, Paul.
Yeah, because you had like about 3 inches of
skin
leg
showing.
showing.
Like,
why
Yeah,
not
between
go
his
full-
sock and his.
Yeah.
I didn't even have that.
Why
It was
not?
like an inch and a half. It's like
It's like
clothing,
did you borrow
clothing, skin, clothing, clothing.
Yeah. Like, did you borrow your wife's tights? Short.
What are you
short.
talking about, Jack?
I don't know.
I'm a well-prepared cyclist. I have a full kit. I even call it a kit. Hey, I do want to. Hey, by the way, we got potential rumors of road racing not dying in our community. We got good news here, everybody.
Yeah.
First of all, RC3 is a go. Jackson's already signed up for it.
Yep.
Paul, you signed up for it yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to sign up for it.
Signed up for it yet.
Jack, you going to do it?
Do the
Fuck.
crit.
Do the
Just
crit.
do the
When is
crit.
it? When is it?
It's in June. I mean May 17th, 16th, 17th. It'll be 17th.
It's 21st, 22nd.
2 months.
21st, 22nd.
Yeah.
2 months
Yeah.
from now.
Yeah.
So if you send a flyer off the first lap,
It's
you
all-
might get a preem.
Yeah.
And then you could come back and hang out with Jackson and announce the crit because I'm announcing all the other races, but Jackson's going to announce the crit. I'm in.
awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can drop out of the race and be like well, I was out there. I know it's like you can be
sign
like
up for
Steve
racing
Perino. You can be like Steve Perino and give us a firsthand aspect of what 2 laps was like.
Right?
You didn't even hear me insulting you. I love it. And we had a potential. Paul, you saw some good news regarding Drink Tour de Bloom, which was
Well, he being Ace, who's the promoter, had put Cat 4 and Novice or Cat 5s together as a group, but because Novice are involved, a field can't be any bigger than 75. And he looked at Monson Lake, which is not really a big race, and there's 99 Cat 4s signed up.
wow.
So
Mason
Lake. Yeah, excuse me.
Yep,
Thank you.
That's all right. I knew what you're talking
And
about.
and so he's like, maybe I got to do something different. What's your opinion? This is a promoter that really drives to get, guys who are participating in the race, their opinion whether what they should do. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's a good 99 Cat 4s in a.
That's big.
Yeah, and that's just like a training race. Really, it's not that big.
Yeah.
So, the people
Wow.
want to race. It's
Yeah.
just that, unfortunately, as a promoter, it's harder than hell nowadays to the things that you have to do to get it done. So,
To get roads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and on a local front, we've heard a potential rumor about a return to our weeknight series.
yeah,
Out of the raceway?
which is
yeah,
which are all rumors. I mean, we heard from a certain person said, but oh my God, wouldn't that be great to bring some of those back?
Yeah.
It used to be. Yeah, it used to be back in the day. We had them every Tuesday night from late May to August.
April actually.
April? Okay, wow. All the way through. And it was a great, fun weeknight race series, kind of like the stuff, Jackson, you experienced in Portland, but on a smaller scale, obviously. But it just died out because there weren't the bodies, the people to put it on. So we've got a local
And the
club
venue
here.
though.
Yeah, they lost the venue. But hopefully they'll get it back. And so that could be cool. And I do want to plug, I do have to take the opportunity to plug the 24 Hours of Riverside, which is happening Memorial Day weekend here. And we've got posters. Check out 24 Hours of Riverside.com and check it out. It's a big Northwest race, 24-hour mountain bike race. You can do it on a gravel bike if you're that crazy. It's not that overly technical, and and it's going to be a great time. So check that out. Hey, should we check the headlines? Where's my news headline? There's my news headline. Let's check it, shall we? We got stuff to talk about. 25 minutes into the fucking show.
Still doing introductions.
I finished my whole beer and we've done introductions. My beer's gone. Hey, brought to you by our friends at Mojo Cyclery. You guys, Mojo is 5 years old. Mojo is 5. Congratulations to the guys for making it through probably the toughest time on the planet ever to open a bike shop. Everybody show them some love. If you're in this area, get out there and just go and buy some fucking tubes from them or something. You know, if you're not looking for a brand new bike, just support. And if you're nowhere nearby, support your LBS because they need it. In case you guys didn't know, 2 bike races concluded this past weekend. The French brought out the guns with Paris-Nice. Personally, I miss the white leaders jersey. We'll get to that later. And the Italians with Tirreno Adriatico. Primoz Roglic holding on in France. Tadej Pogacar dominating in Italy. So let's have some rapid-fire fun with the 2 races, shall we? Hopefully you guys caught everything. Jack's giving me a distant look, which means he's going to
I know who won the races.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched,
You watched highlights?
That much.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're up to speed. So everybody, let's go full Star Wars versus Star Trek. Starting with Jackson Bolger. If you had to pick one of the 2, which was better? Paris-Nice or Tirreno Adriatico?
I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but it's tough because they were both dominated by.
I didn't expect it to be
single people. Maybe this year I was more looking forward to Paris-Nice.
You were,
yeah, because it was dominated the whole time. Tirreno Adriatico was Pogacar got the jersey, and was anybody surprised that he finished with it? No. I was going to bring this up on Sunday, but it's like he's starting to enter every race, and it's beginning to become like a Lance, or not a Lance, but a Annemiek van Vleuten type of thing.
Sure.
I guess a Lance thing back in the day, where it's like, he start, probably going to win.
Yeah.
Kind of becoming that a little bit.
This is how I do rapid fire too.
Yeah,
like that.
No, it's kind of. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing random questions rather than our expert analysis.
As little as I watch Paris-Nice with the final stage being the way it went, was it a little more excited, or was more exciting in that sense?
More drama.
Drama was good, but still same result in a way.
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah, I lean towards Paris-Nice even before Tirreno. I mean, Tirreno has had some good races and stuff, but like Jackson said, once, Pogacar, we've never seen falter like we saw Roglic.
Yeah.
You and I were texting because I said, hey, you can watch this live now.
And I was like, holy shit, I'm up early.
And I was almost texting. I don't think Roglic, this is when they had a 4-man break before Martinez flatted and stuff. He didn't look like he was on his game. And he was borrowing food from Wout, and he went back to his car. And I'm thinking, those are signs that he's not firing on it. He's not feeling well. And sure enough, but yeah, I think we saw an amazing effort by Wout.
Yeah. So I've got 3 guys I'll pick in Paris-Nice over Tirreno Adriatico.
Well,
in essence,
see what's interesting is rewind 365 days. I would have said Tirreno Adriatico.
Yeah.
Especially with that stage where Van der Poel took a flyer and then Pogacar almost got him right at the end there.
Pissing down rain. And
stuff, that was
he went because he was cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the more entertaining of the 2 races last year. But this year it felt like it was all tied up and sewn together immediately.
Yeah. I started 100% behind Tirreno Adriatico. I was watching that one every morning. As I'd get to work and I'd rewind the live broadcast and try to catch up to it, and then at night I'd watch Paris-Nice. And as the week progressed, I started switching to Paris-Nice because I kind of knew what was going on after I watched the Remco Evenepoel kind of come apart. I knew you knew what was going to happen. You knew how it was going to all kind of come to a conclusion, so you switched to the other one. Can Tadej be stopped, gentlemen? Is this just some sort of is he the pandemic upon the peloton? The pandemic of the peloton?
He's seeming unstoppable, isn't he? Especially with seeing how Roglic can. He's human. Roglic is for sure. But Tadej is not seeming on that level. It seems like everything he enters, he wins. I know I mentioned this last week, but Brad Wiggins said it in Strada Bianca that he is a pure racer. He enters an event to win that event, no matter what it is. And I admire that, but I also think that it's almost seeming like a Tade 2022.
Anybody else? Yeah, anybody else want to chime in on that?
I have to agree that John Galloway, I was listening to his show, Cycling Legends, and he said, I can only imagine.
I got a bike bell, that one.
Oh, yeah. But seriously, he made a good point. It's like, he never got to watch Merckx. I mean, we see videos of him, but everybody uses Merckx as the measuring stick, obviously, because he is what he is. But he's like, are we watching? This is amazing, is what Jackson, just to reiterate. I mean, everything he gets into, that's the way Merckx was. Well, I'll do it one day. I'll win it. Yeah. I'll do stage race. I'll win it.
Some dirt roads.
Yeah,
I'll win it.
I'll win it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He just enters and he doesn't seem to falter.
And you watch him time trial.
Yeah,
you watch him. He's a very well.
There's no chink in that armor right now.
Really.
Perfect time for me to bring this in, though, because during the Merckx years, we did have Roger de Vlaeminck. We did have some incredible riders at those times, and I did mention this, I think, last episode. Where does Wout van Aert fit into that challenge, into that equation?
Wout or Roglic? Oh, okay.
Wout.
Oh, okay.
Against.
He's not a classic.
Now I'm talking about classics. I'm talking about I don't know, 5 minutes from now when we're talking about Milano Sanremo. Where does Wout fit into this equation? And by the way, we all saw that Wout has the climbing chops. We saw that in the final stage of Paris. We see that he's got the time trialing chops. We see that Wout is very possibly throughout the early days of Paris saving himself for a classics bid. I'm not saying he's going to go up against Tadej Pogačar in the Grand Tours, but everybody keeps talking about Merckx. Merckx didn't win everything. There were races that Merckx didn't win.
One. Paris Tours. Yeah. That's the only one.
I mean, but like during the course of a year. Yeah. During the course of a year, there were victories given throughout. And what I'm saying is, sure, we have these relations of Tadej to Merckx, but we've also heard a lot of Wout being compared to Merckx, and we've had these types of things. So are we bearing down a perfect storm? What I want to know is about that true Jumbo-Visma versus UAE, and where does it equal out?
I think the team, it's really interesting because we're going to see a team versus an individual when we get later in the Grand Tour time. I think that UAE is much stronger, and honestly this year I think it is going to be more of a UAE versus Jumbo-Visma rather than a Tadej versus Jumbo-Visma, because they do have João Almeida, Davide Formolo, I forget the guy who came from Movistar. I forget his name's leaving me. Is that Enric Mas?
No. God dang it.
No, Enric Mas is the guy who just attacks for no reason.
Yeah. Anyways, we all know who the name I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But those are three domestiques right there that
Solar.
Marc Soler. Thank you. That I think will definitely bring a different caliber to the Grand Tour. But I think the one-day races are going to be really interesting because Wout is, I think, bread and butter a one-day racer rather than a Grand Tour winner altogether. What I think is interesting about Pogačar is that he's a good climber, but he's not only a climber. And I think that like with the types of like Quintana, who is only a climber, or Guillaume Martin, who can't really time trial at all, we see that Tadej can turn that on, and he can be the one-day racer, and he's got a pretty good sprint on him too. So it's like we're seeing a breed of rider that we've never seen before with Pogačar before.
But wait, we were talking about dominance of teams, but we neglected to mention that Richie Porte just mentioned that Team Ineos is still the best team in the Pro Peloton. Ineos,
Richie Porte.
Richie Porte said that.
Yeah. Still racing?
Yeah. Is Richie Porte dreaming? Is he drunk? Is he or do we still need to see something from the Ineos squad? Or is the Ineos now the new retirement community?
No, they've got young bucks now.
Yeah.
I think they're building for that transition period. And obviously they have the money and stuff. It'll only be a matter of time. They'll be duking it out. But I think you're going to see a dry period for a couple of years with him. Mm-hmm. Because
in cycling, that's a budget killer.
Yeah. Well, Ratcliffe is the owner of Ineos. He wants to push this through. I mean, he owns football teams and stuff like that. And Sports Principal is now Brailsford, who does all the sports, all the teams and stuff. So I don't think he's going to go away. Ratcliffe is a very, very, very rich man. And this is a passion, his sports, and so I don't think he's just gonna pull the plug, but he will if things don't get figured out. But I think, you look at the young. What race was that the average age, other than one person, I think was it Swifty, was on there, and everybody else was in their 20s. He had Sheffield, Tom, or anyway. Yeah. There was a bunch of guys in there that were 23 was the oldest. The rest of the teammates. So,
my next question about the last week was: did anybody know that Quinn Simmons can climb? Did anybody have any expectations that Quinn Simmons can climb? Let's keep personal elements out of that. That's later in the show.
I watched him in the juniors, and he's still only 20.
Yeah.
And, I picked him for Strada Bianca. I think he has – I mean, he's a big boy. Yeah. But, I mean, he's a classic rider. He's not going to be a tour rider. He could, I guess. I don't know. But I think he's starting off as a classic rider, and you have to have those power to go over those sharp, 2-kilometer, 3-kilometer climbs and then punch through it. And so he's impressive.
Did you ever see the Wolverine Origins movie? You guys see that one?
Sorry.
Jackson did. In the Wolverine Origins movie, Ryan Reynolds plays a young Deadpool, kind of before Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds, and they actually they parodied it in the true. I'm taking a long time to get to this point, but at one point in that movie, Ryan Reynolds appears as Weapon 11 with all these kind of major things, but they sewed his mouth shut, and are you guys getting what I'm leaning at here with Quinn Simmons? I just wish somebody would smash his phone and sew his mouth shut.
Because has he done anything lately, though?
Yes, he did. He did recently make a comparison to American cycling now being very similar to the days of U.S. Postal, which is, hey, we haven't seen this kind of a dominance since U.S. Postal. And it's like, well, Quinn, that was not probably the best reference to use because that was a team that was probably doped to the gills. Yeah, everybody.
And so was everybody else.
Twice.
So I could go there. I could give him some
liberty. Can go there. Yeah, no.
A black hand waving, there's no...
We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that later in the show. So, yeah, exactly. So what other standouts did we see from this last week? For example, the Yates brothers. I'm waiting for them to chase each other down. At any given point in time. Nairo going backwards. Brandon McNulty, talking about UAE, a great fucking ride by Brandon McNulty. And I caught myself screaming at the TV, "Let's go, Brandon!"
That's what that was all about.
Yeah, and then the neighbors suddenly
they're shades.
The return of Thibaut Pinot. The forgetfulness of Jonas Vingegaard, all those kinds of things we saw this week. So what are some things that you guys have as takeaways from this first stage race week?
What was the forgetfulness of Vingegaard?
Vingegaard, they came up to him and was asking him about
the blue jersey.
The blue jersey. Yeah. Says, what's the blue jersey? And it's leaders. And then he forgot. I think he forgot.
He's just so young.
He forgot something, and I can't believe I'm forgetting who somebody's name was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy is in reality kind of a surprise to be where he is.
And he's exhausted. They caught him after a brutal race, right?
Yeah. Because I think of all of the people that have come to stardom, he is one of those riders that's how the hell did he get where he is a little bit? Because if we think about it, last year he wasn't really meant to be the role that he played, and then he got second in the tour. Yeah, which was insane. Amazing for a rider like him.
And he's 21.
Yeah.
He's like the stone guy in the back of a party, just going, "I don't know what's going on, man."
If he gets it figured out, there's another problem because he'll be
dude. Yeah,
this is fun.
Yeah,
but I think watching Wout become not only a we all knew it, but I think this really solidified the fact that he there's not a lot he can't do, especially as a rider who we all kind of we tried to pinhole as one, and then we try to pinhole as another, and then he just continually proves that he's not any of them.
Yeah.
It's surprising, especially to see a guy of his size be able to do the things that he does. I don't know. I think we're looking at a scary classics campaign with him specifically,
bleeding into the Grand Tour season.
Yeah,
because we saw how he took care of Primož Roglič in that final stage.
He's smart and he's strong and he's very well rounded.
Yeah.
He proved that all last year.
And Primož Roglič is no baby.
No,
it's
no,
not like
no.
it's not like he needed the
but
baby.
they actually take care of each other. They're,
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I think the depth of that team. I mean, but then UAE's got incredible riders. You know,
They do.
We talked about Brandon McNulty. We talked about Mark Hershey. We talk about who's the God shit. I'm forgetting riders' names.
But
anyway,
Vingegaard plus Roglič, I mean, there potentially is a 1-2 or a 2-3 in the tour or any tour.
Yeah.
You know that.
Kruijswijk's a great rider.
I mean, those three are all showing up.
Who's the Australian
Milan
time
Sanremo.
trialist? What's his
Rowan
name?
Dennis.
Rowan Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's going to be an incredible tour if that's the lineup. Right there, that should be the 4 or 5 guys.
A team time trial might.
They should, if they have
Is
that.
there a
that
team
would
time
be-
trial?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, no. Okay, so yeah, wow. So anyway, there we go. We can go down that rabbit hole for a long time. So I just do want to get to continuing with the dude just shut up realm of Quinn Simmons. Chris Froome chose a horrifically ironic platform. I don't know if you guys saw this recently to make some comments. A video featuring sponsorship of a phone mount system for put your phone on your handlebars. He chose this platform to express his distaste for basically kids on his lawn.
Hey, you.
I mean, his concern over the increasing availability of data for cycling training causing a dangerous trend. Data causing a trend of danger. This is Chris Froome. This is Mr. Marginal Gains. This is now, for those of you on the outside probably looking at this going, what the fuck? Where's my moron? I don't have the time to look at it. But so here are Chris's exact words according to Cycling News. And I quote, "It's mental. Someone says to you, all right, guys, you're going through this really narrow, dangerous little village coming up. The road's really tiny, and there's a small bridge with a corner straight after. And we actually go faster because you want to be the ones to get there first. If you're at the back, you're going to be stuck in this backlog trying to get through the pinch point. It's probably the only point where someone tells you there's danger up ahead and the pace lifts. It's mental. I think racing has, as a result of that, become more dangerous. Through having more data, it's basically made the race more dangerous. Previously, we wouldn't have known necessarily that each pinch point was there, and there wouldn't have been this massive scurry for position. We'd have just got there and all been more relaxed and got through it with no issues, but that's changed quite a bit. My questions, after hearing what Chris Froome said on his video for quad lock, where you put your bike computer on your handlebar and get all the data your phone has to offer. Am I being a smart ass? Yeah. Can we agree with Chris? Is he off his rocker? Should he be put out to pasture? What are your thoughts in terms of what Chris is trying to say here? Does anybody have any, and it'd be interesting for Jackson to start with this because he's somebody who's been born in the data age. You've always had access to this information.
Yeah, and as I've expressed previously, I mean, I enjoy the data, but I don't live by the data. And I think what's really, really interesting is that, to start, I mean, Chris Froome is the person who one of the main reasons why he rides the way he does is because he constantly looks up at the road and looks down at his numbers, which to me expresses irony.
Probably about 60% down, though.
Yeah,
that guy. He checks the road to make sure he's still on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think that I don't know. I think Chris did some amazing things. He has won
Hall of
so
Fame
much.
cyclist. We can all agree,
without a doubt,
one of the greats in terms of his palmares.
But I am beginning. This is going to be a weird reference for me, but I am beginning to make a comparison between him and the American football player Ben Roethlisberger. Everybody says that. I know, right? Weird.
You got a button for that?
Yeah.
What?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
Yeah.
But didn't
Actually,
he get
this
charged
is-
with rape?
Yes, he did.
Okay,
I'm like-
not that part.
Not
I'm
that
talking
part?
about his
Oh, okay.
plan. Yeah,
Jack.
I'm just
because
in the news.
that's notable.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
notable.
yeah.
But I think that everybody is. Yeah, people have been saying that he held out another year because he wanted the money, but he's not. But the way he's playing shows that he should have just let it be. And I'm not saying that Chris should just let it be. He could be a great domestique for Jakob Fuglsang, for instance. But I think that Chris is trying to stay relevant in a time where he's becoming irrelevant. And by making big, bold claims about disc brakes, data, it's starting to kind of form a pattern where I'm not seeing necessarily like facts. I'm more beginning to see angry opinion, which to me shows someone who is a little long in the tooth, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but a little long.
You're surrounded by long in the tooth. No, but we can all
Yeah,
agree with it
shit.
to a certain extent.
But yeah, but in the terms of his sport, I'm seeing him become a little bit long in the tooth and a little bit curmudgeon-y, that he's not at the level, that he's not sticking it with Pogacar
Because
and
of
Roglic.
his unhappiness, he's finding other ways to complain
Yeah.
and bitch and criticize.
Which is, to me, a sad way to see a legend become a different type of legend that will unfortunately be remembered for.
Eddie Merckx is doing that currently.
Sure, but
Yeah.
Eddie Merckx has been retired for decades.
I know, and he's still doing it.
And
But you know what? My mom, when we go skiing, looks at snowboarders and makes just
Oh, yeah.
horrific comments.
That was like
but
20
that's
years ago, or
okay
50,
because
30
she's
years
in her
ago.
late
Right, right.
70s, early 80s.
And that's what can ruin a career, I think, is
Yeah.
when you begin to make those
For sure.
comments at the end while you're still doing it. Nobody cares about after you're retired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think on that point, I think he's not a dumb guy, and I think he's looking at another venue for a career. You know what I mean? He's purchased. He's involved with. Well, no, he's involved with Hammerhead. He's invested in different products.
Quad Lock, the company he mentioned
okay.
this very
right.
thing.
I think even Factor he's involved with.
Yeah.
So all these, he's making comments that would, establish himself as not going away. He doesn't really want to go away because he's going to be a spokesperson for these people. Now, when it comes to the racing part of it, when he's talking about people coming in,
First of all, the guy hasn't straddled the top tube on a start line yet.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
anyway,
and so and he can be. I mean, you have somebody who came up and he's won all 3 Grand Tours. The guy is unbelievable and very dedicated. You can't take that away from him.
Mm-hmm.
That any bit of information or inspiration from that guy it's worth
Can be
something.
helpful.
Yeah, it is worth something. So, I don't want to poo-poo that too much, but when it comes to the racing, when he's talking about people are sprinting to a narrow down, pinch down, now we hear all the long tooth people like me complaining about the younger guys.
Or even how racing's changed. And,
Exactly.
And this may
Getting
be an
pissed
observation
on, like even in Sagan.
of the changes that have occurred.
apparently
during
their
his
dicks
career.
are hanging out. They're pissing all over each other, and they're sprinting into pinch points.
Yeah. So why wasn't that before? I mean, there wasn't even a race downhill, and before it's kind of like everybody like listen, let's play chill.
And this
You
is
had an El Patron.
This is the guy who did the top tube sit
Yeah,
and attacked away from a tour riders on a downhill.
but
because
prior to
data.
Now the guy that we don't like to mention, he was the El Patron. He was the sheep.
Stop.
Yeah, everybody.
waiting.
You broke away. I didn't give you granite.
in
and
the
everybody's
vein of
like, that's
Merckx,
not
in
race.
the vein of Hinault, in the vein of all these great.
Yeah,
great
Duke LaSalle
riders.
did that.
Duke
All these
LaSalle.
guys, all these guys did that, and that is
I
so
hate that.
You don't cross those
Yeah,
guys back in those
That's
Exactly.
not racing.
well, and I'm not
But there's
arguing.
a time for racing during the race, and there's a time for. I mean,
Piano.
it's,
Why
it's
call it a
not.
race?
It's not NASCAR.
Why call it a race?
Yeah.
If you're
There's
not
plenty of
racing.
time.
But this is something we have to accept as an evolution to
It's
cycling.
changed.
Yeah.
You're not getting it back.
You know.
You're not getting it back.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not there's never going to be an El Patron again, probably. We'll never have rim brakes again, unfortunately. So, it's just we have to accept it. It's still something I have passion for. Yeah, I can be the grumpy old man, but still, God dang it, it's a fun sport. And there's something that 4 guys here sitting there drinking beer, having fun. Well, beer and cider. But something to talk about.
I'm trying to find something depressing, and the only
it's
thing
not
I can
depressing.
find is a rain.
That sounds like me
background.
peeing.
Yeah. Got a prostate problem?
No.
Anyway, so
Ew.
So anyway, to me, it's like, except I think for Jackson's age, cycling is way more exciting than it was during the postal period.
Yeah. It is,
and we started losing at El Patron, and the old guys are like, Jesus, this is dangerous. There has been a lot more crashes. It seems like big, massive pileups. And the funny thing is a lot of people thought once we get disc brakes, that's not going to happen. It's still, people are taking chances, even if you feel secure at a certain point. Now the speeds have increased.
Now that's how Pogacar's not going to win 7 tours.
Possibly.
It really is, because it's more dangerous. It
is. I mean, people
intense.
are pushing on the downhill. God, that guy can descend too. If you look at it, I mean, I'm like, I got goosebumps thinking, you don't want to see anybody go off a guardrail.
Look at Roglic. How many freaking times he crashed in Spain and won? But that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
get up and win.
The guy's a ski jumper. He should be cool flying through the air. Right? Should be able to just stick it whenever he wants.
He's not landing on his skis.
No,
so.
he's not.
No.
Jesus.
No.
All right, you guys.
He's no Geraint Thomas.
No.
So
that's true.
Or Richie Port.
Oh, yeah, Sorry. There you go.
Shit, Richie Port needed a roll cage for a while there.
He had to clip out even in his on the descent.
Yeah,
the last race.
That was sketch.
Yeah.
That was all over the place. But they were hauling it, and that road was about as wide as my sidewalk. It's as the bar. Here. Yeah, a console. Shit, console. I try to make it not sound like we're just
rim brake bar
drunks.
Yeah.
So speaking of bike racing, you guys, we have a race coming up this weekend. Have you guys had a chance to look at your Milan-San Remo?
Mm-hmm.
And my question when it comes to Milan-San Remo, and I think I dropped that page. Did I drop that page? Yeah.
I know who wins.
Yeah, you're the best guesser.
I am the best guesser. I don't even need to look at
you
it.
don't ride
you're
much.
on fire.
I'm on fire.
For a guy who doesn't ride, you're on
Or even watch the damn races.
That too.
Yeah.
I just got a feel for it,
I know what's going on.
I was kind of in
So when we talk about Milan-San Remo, I guess it's this weekend, super long, pretty boring for a while, and then 10 minutes of cycling orgasm, basically.
Have you heard about that? And is it true? It's a website you go on, and I think it's.
Wait, is this on that interwebs thing you're talking about?
It is interwebs.
You Google it, I think.
Yeah, it's not on any of the social.
I got to go to the Google.
It might be on the social, but it's called, is Milan-San Remo exciting yet? And all you have to do is you go on it, and it'll say no, yes. And then you can turn it on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
God, you're good. Paul's our most
6 hours into it, and it's like time to watch.
Super long, pretty boring for a while, and then some pretty exciting things going on. So before guys, is this a boring race?
Yes.
Or are we just desperate for a bike race? Are we just desperate for a bike race?
Good bike
Jackson
racing.
thinks it's. You just said it was boring.
Well, it's just so long,
It's fucking way long.
for it's in my mind the equivalent of a sprinter stage.
Yeah.
But it's more exciting because it's a 1-day race. So if there's only like a couple minutes of excitement, I qualify that as
the beauty of it is it starts in Europe, and by the time you wake up, it'll be finishing.
Yeah. And I also don't think that we're desperate for bike racing anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Because we're back to where it used to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
True.
I gotta drive to Ephrata that day, but I'm waiting to the end of Milan-San Remo.
It'll take you 8 hours.
Do you got the
Just
Wi-Fi?
like
do you got the Wi-Fi in the RV?
RV, I'm gonna wait until the end of the race, and then I'm gonna drive to Ephrata.
You want me to
going
text
alone.
you when it gets to the
Yeah.
Compressa?
Yeah, dude, that'd be
I
awesome.
will.
Just-
Yeah. Gets to the Compressa, I'll let you know.
So let's look at this. I know the list is pretty sparse right now in terms of what we saw at ProCycling Stats.com, which is, by the way, I'm assuming everybody who listens to this show knows that website. The best stats, and I think even the GCN guys have their printouts in front of them when they're doing their commentating. So we got. Are we looking at the first blood drawn of the Yumble versus Tade?
Yumbo looks swole.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Who are some other riders? I mean, I just looked at Quick Step Alpha Vinyl, and they've got some depth. I would like to know if Quinn Simmons is going to this. I didn't see him on the Trek Segafredo roster. So this is why I think I'd like to hear your all thoughts. But when I hear your thoughts, I want you to finish with your picks. And I talked about, before we went live for the show, do we want to allow more than 3 picks simply because we don't necessarily know who's going to the start line, and we can't suddenly record a show. Well, we could, but we're not gonna right before the race changing our picks. Should I allow for 1 extra pick just in case somebody doesn't go there, and to probably cancel out the fact that everybody in this room is very likely going to pick Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert?
Like, we all have 4?
Sure. Sound like a plan? Yeah, why not? Because I have riders off the top of my head, and I'll gladly go first.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go with Tadej Pogačar, Wout van Aert, and then my 2 random picks. And, I've seen a lot of riders that are hauling ass right now. And I don't think we've seen the last of Julian Alaphilippe. I don't think, and I would love to see if Tadej Pogačar is, not Tadej, but Quinn Simmons is going. And we're gonna address the whole Quinn Simmons issue in our topic tonight, and that's, I'm kind of on the fence about that, about picking him, but those are the 4. Those are the 4 I'm rolling with.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess I can follow you up.
Sure.
I think that when I first looked at the list, I am gonna pick Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert. I think Primož Roglič is another strong name in here.
He's gonna be hauling ass. He's won a class.
Won
classics. Yeah.
I was gonna say, especially because he does. It's very interesting because I see a lot of similarities between Pogačar and Roglič in a lot of ways. One's more explosive than the other, but I still see that. So that'll be my 3rd, and then I think Julian Alaphilippe. I think he's got a special connection to this race for some reason, and I think he, especially with that climb being right by the end, I think that is a pretty good race for a rider of his caliber. So
a lot of discussion about Tadej going earlier than normal.
I could see it
as far as an attack goes.
Yeah,
I take Jack's on next. Yeah, on the Cipressa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Paul could go next.
Yeah, I can go next. Yeah, there's, it'd be. I don't know if Quinn Simmons, even if he's on the list, I don't know.
I didn't see him.
No, they just have Stuyven, Holgard, and someone else. But I try and stay away from the obvious.
Jack.
And I try and stay away from. I am going with Caleb Ewing. He pulled out of his race early, and he's been second, I think, 2 times.
Sagan's riding,
and he can climb.
Almost. Well.
That's my other one, Sagan.
You're picking Sagan.
Yes, I am.
Jackson, you traitor.
Yeah, well, he'll get dropped early.
Yeah.
He'll get dropped early.
No, Paul's picking him, so it's going to change everything.
Yeah. So
and he's going to flip you off across the line, Jay.
If he wins, I'll celebrate along with you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I've got a Magnum of St. Bernardus number 12 at my house.
Which means you'll have a sip and Paul will drink a Magnum of St. Bernardus.
Yeah. It's 1.5 liters.
God, that sounds good.
Yeah. So, Caleb Ewing.
Cheaper than fuel.
And I have Sagan. And, what was it that I just saw? I'm going to go with Mohoric.
Oh,
because he's crafty, and he can. He's got a. Well, he can't do a super tuck anymore and pedal.
I'll be interested to see if he plays domestique for Sonny Cobrelli.
Is Sonny on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sonny hasn't been firing on all cylinders. He wasn't too impressive, but Mohoric has been out putting his nose in there.
Sonny was like, he placed a couple weeks ago.
We don't think Philippe Gilbert's got
that
some
is my
just
fourth.
Is your fourth?
That's just
God. I love your.
And then he's got it completed.
He's
got it completed. He's got the monuments. This is his last chance.
What a way to go out, right? You think he'll just?
So I picked
bury
2
himself.
Lotto Sedals.
Yeah, you did. Nothing wrong with that. Jack, you've had the greatest fucking record of all of us this year, and that's just because I think you're.
If listeners are listening, don't take any of my picks and put money on it. Listen to Jack.
Oh, is there money on this?
Listen to Jack. He's throwing darts.
Send me money,
Just,
by the way.
Yeah.
If you're like,
He doesn't ride. He doesn't watch the races, but he picks the winners.
I know who wins. But
I like their jerseys.
so I think that that in the final kilometers, we'll say like 10K to go, or maybe like 30K to go. Wout and Roglic are gonna be solo or with some no name, and Wout's gonna win. Roglic is gonna get second, and Sagan is gonna win the field sprint for fourth. But I'm just saying.
Okay, that's 3.
3. Okay, so
It's some
maybe
no-name?
third, or maybe
Who's your no
something.
name?
I could see like a Florian Vermeersch.
No, you know what? I'll say they'll work over a Greg Van Avermaet.
Okay.
He almost won,
So-
and he threw a chain. in
Okay,
the
but
sprint.
I think those two
was
will
like
work over a guy like
2007.
that, and then Sagan will win a field sprint.
I like all this Sagan love because
but-
I don't think he'll win, but I love it.
No, he's not going to win the race.
Yeah.
But I really feel like he's kind of trying to stay.
He had a brief
relevant.
glimpse. We had a brief glimpse in Trento Adriatico.
Maybe
fourth
not.
on a stage. I
Yeah,
But I really want to see
Jackson. Yeah, just stay.
I'm gonna stop.
Hold your ground,
because
man.
it's for the
Yeah.
love of him.
It's like saying I don't want a Red Ryder BB
Right.
gun for Christmas, and then it shows up.
yeah.
Yeah. So a Wout over Roglic is a strong team point. Is my point, because I think of any team that is selfless,
Yeah.
it'd be Jumbo, and that creates success. I don't think Roglic's ego would get in the way of a Wout win.
If anything,
because
he'd
it will-
sacrifice himself.
It will make the tour difference.
Yeah.
And that's like that percentages that people are sorry.
No, you're okay.
Sorry,
I
Bob.
just realized my holy shit was we're an
I usually
hour
say sorry,
we're an
babe.
hour into the show already.
Sorry, babe.
And I even got to the topic. So
Okay.
I do want to make a quick comment and say goodbye to and thanks to the support of a great team. Cannondale Cyclocross World has decided to hang it up after I think it's about 16 years
Wow.
of putting a team together, and that team's coming to an end. I mean, all good things must come to an end, and that's just a sad legacy that is unfortunately not a sad legacy. It's sad that the legacy is coming to an end. So, for Cyclocross World and Cannondale, thanks for making that happen. So our topic today is brought to us by our friends at Scratch Labs. Best tasting liquid fuel source out there. Real flavors, easy on the gut. Try it out today. In fact, I think if you log in now and get involved, they have a mystery flavor bag that you order, and they'll send it to
It's
you
a
for
week,
free.
I think, just to the end of the
Very
week.
short window. Yeah. Scratchlabs.com, everybody. I want to talk about forgiveness, okay? Sure, we're all supposed to turn the other cheek. We're all supposed to allow those who have wronged us the chance of redemption. But let's be honest, we're humans. Sometimes people are assholes, corporations are evil, and a jilt from a past lover or friend creates a cut that simply cannot heal.
Oh.
I want to preface this with a sort of a disclaimer. Jackson brought this to my attention earlier, and I want to kind of get serious for a second with a little bit of humor thrown in, which is this show. We're a panel of white men. We are a panel of white men, quite possibly the worst example of humans to be expressive of tales of woe, wrongdoing, or bias. We live in a tough world, and we are just 4 guys who love bikes and want to smile and we want to laugh. We don't want you to necessarily take us seriously. So with that being said, understand that while some persons or subjects might be tougher for some other demographics, we are doing our best to remain empathetic, and we're just here for a smile. Okay? Gentlemen, my question is there ever a time to forgive? I want to bring up some individuals, some examples, and even some products that we might hold a grudge upon within the sport.
No.
Jack, hold that. I want you to think about your level of angst ranging from 1 to I'm cool with that, whatever, no big deal, to 10, I would not piss down their throat if their guts were on fire.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh. Never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You're going to piss on
Fireball
somebody.
or
Well,
something.
he said he'd never. I'm gonna. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So number one, I mentioned him before. We're going straight to the jugular here, Mr. Quinn Simmons. The guy has done some stupid stuff on social media, and I think everybody in the world can probably say he fucked up. He speaks without thinking. He could potentially harbor some prejudice ideals. He's also fast as hell on a bike. And as a cycling fan, do you support him? Do you cheer for him? Do you tolerate him? Or do you wish he was gone? My first one's the hardest one to throw out there. And if some of you guys are like, I don't even want to touch this, I don't want to address this guy, I'm going to stay out. You are more than welcome to do so.
I think it's tough, and this was the person that was really on my mind when I kind of made the comment today.
I don't have Chloe Dygart in this list, but we could probably address the two in the same breath.
Yeah, I mean, both really messed up, and I mean we've seen a lot of outspoken nature on a lot of really sensitive subjects, and I think both of these riders decided to take their platform and make unfortunate comments about it where they really had no business making comments about it. Mm-hmm. I don't wish either of them gone. I never wish anybody to be gone. I don't think anybody deserves to be just
canceled.
Blacklisted.
As we talk about.
I think for the mental health of individuals, I don't think that any single person deserves that. But I do think that these individuals that say these type of things deserve a punishment is kind of a word that came to mind. And I think that Quinn made some pretty difficult he had some pretty difficult actions that I understand a lot of people can't really forgive.
I personally have a hard time with it.
Yeah.
I see him at the front of a race and I'm going
Crash.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going crash, but
yeah.
I'm just going fuck. I
Right.
just I still want to say fuck you to him. I still do.
Yeah, there were multiple things that went through my head, especially recently. I was really thinking about this because I do think that those are it's kind of big to say, but they are kind of unforgivable things to say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because for the rest of your life, unfortunately, now in the age that we live in, that is going to be on your record.
Yeah.
But then I also heard I just heard that he was 20 years old.
He's 19 when he made those comments. Yeah.
And so I will say that on that account, I couldn't imagine being a 19, 20-year-old person and having that much of an influence in being
the whole world looking at you.
Yeah, and being watched as closely as these people are. I don't forgive it at all. But I also couldn't imagine being in his position. I think that he really, really, really screwed up. And I don't know if I can forgive him yet, just personally.
But
I don't pay much
I don't know if I
attention
can
to
either.
Tell me what he did. I know we went over this last summer.
It was racially motivated social media commentary between people and at last, I mean, I don't want to Reader's Digest this, but at he finished the conversation with a goodbye signal, but with
he used the black hand. Right.
hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember. It was last summer we talked about it, and I just don't.
I got the feel that it was total.
It was tone deaf.
He's not at the front of my head as a superstar, so I'm not comparing him to a Wow, Tade or anybody.
Yeah,
so right now I'm kind of feeling like he's so new and irrelevant to this. I know you guys are saying he's strong as shit, but
I know that
he's irrelevant to the peloton in that he is not being interviewed for a race winner.
Well, he just won the mountains competition in Treno Adriatico.
Okay, but shit.
But that's my granted fault. That's been a year and a half since he made that.
Yeah.
But being young, being dumb, but
like I said, this was the hardest one I was going to throw at you guys, and this is one that I know there are some listeners right now who are probably yelling at us, going, "How dare you? Fuck you! I am I'm a person of color. I am horribly offended by this."
Did he ever come up
with
have
the right to be though,
a back?
Right?
Well, yeah,
absolutely,
for sure. Did he ever come back with an explanation, or was he just like, "Oh,
I think there was a corporate based.
That's the thing. How much is genuine? And I think Jackson kind of.
You got comments?
Just on something else, but keep going.
Okay. No, I was going to say, Jackson made it. It's like there has to be a disciplinarian type of reaction. Raising kids and stuff like that. And he is a kid. He was a kid when he made this decision. And I look back, and the things that I said and did at 19, I hope no one ever finds out.
Well, it wasn't the same
stupid ass shit. But I wasn't in the public light, and I didn't do it in social media. Yeah. I don't know whether I have or not. I would be embarrassed today, but I can't be honest and say I wouldn't. I don't know. You're just so stupid.
You wouldn't comment on along the same lines.
It could be something else. It's gonna offend. Yeah. You get anytime you say anything, just like this topic itself, you're going to get some feedback.
Sure.
You are going to ruffle feathers. And I like what Bill Maher said. He goes...
You're going to get some comments just by saying Bill Maher.
Well, yeah. And the thing is he toes both lines. It's like one of these things... Whoopi Goldberg, her comment that she made on The View and stuff, and everybody's like, well, because she bashes him all the time. Man, isn't that funny? You got some karma. It's like, fuck you guys, is what he said. He just said, listen... Do you know what karma is? This is not about conversation needs to open it up. The only way to change somebody like Quinn Simmons is saying, dude, look, you're not seeing the whole... Well, no, and even that, you push people back when you approach them that hard. Just say, listen, here's the deal. This is why we don't find this acceptable. Do you see the reasoning behind that? Now, if he doesn't understand that, then he's a piece of shit.
That's why I was asking. Yeah. Like, was there any remorse behind
the thing
this?
I don't know. This is such a hotbed with social media. The problem is people are speaking out without thinking, and not really experiencing. I mean, for us that live in Spokane, we're 98% white.
Yeah.
So, as much as I'd like to think that I am not racist or anything, I don't. I live in a primarily white neighborhood, and I can preach all I want, but I've never been in a situation where somebody who says, hey, I had some whatever, these people or whatever Christians were bashing me, and so I hate them. I haven't lived that experience. So I hope on all these, like Chloe, and this is a shame me once, shame on you.
Yeah.
If it comes up again, I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
you didn't learn your lesson.
Yeah, I think one thing that's tough is that so he was young, or I guess he is still young, I mean, I'm not really that far off of him in terms of age. That's that not
right.
We're on incredibly thin ice, and I appreciate you guys walking out onto this with me.
And I think one thing that is different with my generation, and obviously the Quinn is of a younger age than I am, is that social media has been a large part of our lives, right? Mm-hmm. And so with that knowledge, I think that unfortunately he does have a platform that he understands. He knows how big social media is, especially in the current age, and especially at the time when he made these comments. So I give him the credit of, yes, you were young, but also yes, you do understand where you are speaking on, because it is, everybody's got eyes on you, and we still know it. I still
think there's no understanding of the repercussions. I can think of somebody in our lives, Jackson, somebody we know well, who took a picture of themselves very scantily dressed. Oh. And there's no understanding that is there forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's just an idiot. We can write it off as he's a fucking idiot.
He can ride his bike really fast. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to be a fucking road scholar.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Nah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. So everybody know who's Mangi is, the Italian cyclist who won Flanders 3 times in a row in the 50s.
No.
The guy. That's why everybody has seen the picture of the guy who's riding in the Giro, and he's got a ball of tape in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
That's him. He was a fascist.
Yeah, he was part of the
and
Nazi
I
party.
did not know that. I thought, this guy's my hero. When I heard that, I mean, my heart sunk. Yeah, and I'm like, what a piece of crap.
Yeah.
But, I have to try and figure out, what do I do with this? I mean, I admired this man for what he did, and I'm going to go a little deeper in the weeds, that in Jerusalem, I think it was in Jerusalem, symphony played some Wagner. Wagner was anti-Semitic, and the composer at the time said the man was a creep and he was nasty, but he wrote good music, and we're here to celebrate music, and we can appreciate the music.
Wow, it's very big. Very big.
That's a hard. I won't listen to Wagner at all, but those are things to ponder in the mix. And everybody as an individual has to make those. These are my borders. I mean, is there a right and wrong? It's so much gray.
Let's go back to judging dopers, right?
Yeah.
The dopers are the past. We tend to feel a little spurned by our heroes when we discover their wayward ways. Some people are death to the dopers, and some are everybody did it. And and not talking about Voldemort himself, and we gotta obviously go rapid fire to an extent now because we're around 15 minutes into the show. But forgive the dopers, move on, or fuck them all. Jackson. It's hard for you because
Yeah, I don't know.
For all you know, the riders are all clean.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I have too much stake in the game, especially because I wasn't up in that generation. But I think I don't think that they should be stripped of all of their titles because everybody in essence was doing it at the time. But I think that they should, and I know that they do. Well, most do recognize the wrong that they did.
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, I think
fuck them or keep them.
Well, I think you have to keep cycling history. It's history. You can't erase history.
Yep. Paul.
Same. I agree with Jack. I mean, everybody during the doping period, we're all doping.
Yeah,
right?
I found it interesting that Tirreno Adriatico did a lot of tributes to Marco Pantani, and not to insult the great Marco Pantani, who is died horrifically in a suicide, but Marco was a known doper, and yet the Italian culture's forgotten that, and they've let that go. We have a very specific example in our country, of one individual who is, Lance Armstrong, who is admitted known doper. Yet some of us, including me, have a very difficult time forgiving him, and I don't forgive. And I don't. I have a difficult because of his asshole nature.
Yeah, that's
that's my problem.
Yeah.
I have a difficult time forgiving Lance because he's a bully.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Christian Van der Velde or
any
of those. I
guys.
don't like
Daniels, Tommy D, and stuff like that.
All those guys.
I had Tommy on the show. Great guy. That's spot number 4.
Yeah.
Well, I have my mic down. So stuff like that. So okay.
And the thing is we all, just one real quick thing. We know about 20, 30 years of cycling history, 40 years. Fucking, it's getting.
Right?
No, 50.
But the dope was different prior to our knowledge. I mean, the 50s and 40s and 30s, it was still there.
Good old fashioned methamphetamine.
Cocaine, meth. I mean, it wasn't Tommy Simpson. I mean, it's been going on forever. It's just it's how you are in the public eye, like the way Lance treated his friends and teammates. That was
too. Past teammates or rivals. Anybody have any bitter holdouts of people you've unforgiven from your racing years? Jackson, maybe a teammate you've had in the past, or even if you see somebody from the old soccer years, is somebody you walk by and just like, oh no, fuck
you trip them,
fuck you,
fucking take the ball from them.
Yeah, seriously. I have some coaches that I will probably sound over the top, but could genuinely create like therapy moments for me in the future.
Right.
Yeah, like okay. That's
so that not piss down your throat kind of a thing.
Yeah, like that sounds funny, but I genuinely mean that.
Yeah. Jack?
I love everybody.
You fucking bullshit. Paul?
Yeah, I don't hold grudges.
Yeah,
really?
I mean, unless they keep crossing that barrier, if they continue to be that way. But I always hope people change.
How about any products or companies? Do you guys hold any preconceived biases against products in the cycling world, against organizations? I'll go first. I admit that I still to this day have a problem with Specialized because of the Roubaix incident where they went after people who were using the name Roubaix. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And I kind of put a mental moment in my head where I won't shop their products. I mean, they're great products. I know that people are riding super fucking fast on them, but I won't buy one personally. Anybody?
I think I don't really have specific beef with any of the companies, but I think anything overpriced. I don't think that anything should be out of not the average Joe's reach, just because it's a sport that we should all be able to participate in.
Pinarello.
Yeah.
I won't buy a Pinarello.
Yeah.
I won't buy a Pinarello.
They're fantastic. I bet they're
Insanely
fantastic
priced.
equipment, but why is that? We shouldn't be looking at a sports car equivalent of a bicycle. I think that is ridiculous.
Good. Yeah. And I can even include equipment that you bought in your youth that was crap, and then you won't buy it now, even though they might have been better. Jack?
I've ridden
You
some
said,
weird
you
shit.
said something right out of the
but-
gates.
Yeah, but I almost sent you guys some pictures. There's some time trial bikes out there that are mimicking that look.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not suspension.
What are we talking about, Jack? So people know what you're talking about.
The soft ride.
Soft ride.
Yeah.
Made by Allsop.
Allsop, yeah.
Which I think is no longer around.
But the company, the innovations in the company, with whether it was skiing, there was a
I
Titus
used Allsop
Scott.
poles. Yeah.
So it's we've had many discussions with innovation on the show, and I think people come up with crazy ideas, and 2 out of 10 stick forever and change everything from there. Mm-hmm. So I don't really, whether it's Scott bars or Allsop
cycle bindings. I just remembered cycle bindings. God damn, those things were terrible.
I don't think I tried them.
Yeah, they were bad. They were sponsored my team, not you.
Yeah, so it's I don't really have a beef.
You don't?
No.
Any beefs, Paul? I know you're a Shimano. You don't? You're not a fan
only
of Shimano.
because working in the industry, I think they were the ones that did not. When I got into it, everybody shared kind of like innovation, and Shimano went to like, no, this will not. Almost to the point that when the first STI, the brake lever shift lever came out, they made sure that the Dura-Ace levers is not compatible with the Ultegra rear derailleur.
Right.
And that stuff takes me. And it's like, why?
That's a beef. You got to beef with that.
So I don't know if that's the same way now. Could be, could not be.
Because he doesn't have anything to do with Shimano.
Yeah, that's
no.
the thing.
If I have a chunk in my beer, Paul's like, well, that's because you're riding Shimano. No. He does. He says that to me in a ride all the time.
Well, it performs. Seriously, it is flawless. When you get that stuff working, there isn't a better one. It trumps them all. Yeah. But it's just that model I don't like.
Sure.
And the other one is Trek bikes for several reasons. I've had friends who own them, and they won't back their product.
Okay.
And this is like serious stuff.
We are bearing sponsors for the future.
I know. and this is just my personal thing. I know a lot of people love them and like their stuff.
Pat's value in the show.
Mine's tainted.
Take it. Well, you picked the subject. So
yeah.
Trash everybody.
And you know us, so we're gonna go down this.
Yeah.
But
no
Trek has a tendency. Not only that, then they were backing Lance.
Yeah.
So like, oh no, he's not doing. And then all of a sudden, as soon as it's unveiled.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we had
Nothing
idea.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
oh, come on.
Yeah. And Nike.
Yeah, and Oakley. And
let me ask you: are there any products that you will never leave? That you've just like I am sold on them for life. That's my brand. That's my boy. That's my Greg LeMond with Broncoli shoes, kind of a thing like that.
Yeah. Ford trucks.
Yeah, really?
I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah, that's the one that's still in repair.
For example, I was sold. I thought I was going to be a seedy shoe wearer for the rest of my days on this earth, and then I switched and I went, oh, these are comfortable. I like these too, But I was like, for so many years, I'm still on the Look pedals, and I am hooked on Look pedals because they clip onto my shoe. But that's a gigantic brand that I'm a huge fan of. I thought I was a Giro helmet guy forever, but I'm not anymore. Are there any brands that you are like never straying away from this brand?
I may be early in on the game, but I think POC will be a brand that I will probably stick with.
You're a fan, yeah.
Yeah, it fits my head well, and I think it looks good. And I think Paul's gonna like this one, but I think BMC might be one that could stick with me for a little while.
You're a fan of that bike?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jack, you got any
kind
loyalties?
Of a whore on a bike.
You are. You just sleep with anybody.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I've ridden.
You give me $10.
So much stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why you rode a Allsop
That's a
right.
couple different ones actually. You know, but yeah, fuck.
So you're good. You don't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Paul, you got any loyalty?
I am loyal. When I get something I like, I am loyal, and I will not trade or switch until they do me wrong.
Until they fail. Yeah.
Pearly Zumi, I used to live and breathe by that, and I had a series of shorts that wore out extremely fast.
You do something in your shorts.
I got a
freaking
bony
me
ass
out,
or
man.
something.
Yeah.
That's where it happens.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, even when I knew the rep and I came to him, it's like, I just bought these and look. And he's like, well, you know, I think something's wrong. And I'm like, I have also shorts from 10 years. They're still not wearing out. So anyway, that and BMC until they fail me, I'll stay BMC. SRAM so far, I'll stay with SRAM. And Giro, I have a very small head, and they make sizes that
me
fit.
too.
Yeah.
And I'm
that's why I was Giro. It fit me so well. And then
because you have a large head.
Yeah, I do. But Jackson bought that POC, and I put his on my head, and I went,
nothing quite like it.
You got the same size head?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
His looks so much bigger.
Yeah. Well, I'm
not sure where to go with that.
I will say another brand that I'm really starting to enjoy is Velotoes. I thought those rubber shoe covers would stick me around for like a month. It's been over a year.
Yours
at this
are holding
point.
out. Yours are holding out.
Yeah. And I hold true to them. Like, you'd think that your feet would get cold, even in the coldest of times. No.
Because you get cold.
I get very cold. But my
Yeah.
feet have not gotten cold, even when you and I rode in January. Rode in January.
Maybe a future sponsor.
Hey, you know that day, or we just probably
Not Trek.
nailed some out.
Probably
of
not
the
Trek.
picture. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? And I said that at the outset of the show, and I firmly believe it. I will endorse products on this show, but I got to believe in them. Like that more recent one with Fellow. I love the coffee. I'm a coffee snob. I love the kettles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's great.
I love it.
But I'm not gonna just go, hey, everybody,
buy
Trek
this
because Paul hates them. Are there anything outside of your cycling life? This is my last question that just takes us outside of the cycling realm. For example, I will not buy Barilla pasta. Barilla pasta.
Why?
Because that guy made a homophobic comment a long time ago, a couple years ago.
They make
so I won't buy
great gluten-free pasta, and now I'm pissed.
I won't do it. I'm super picky about my coffee brands. I will only buy specific coffee brands. I won't go to Walmart because I think it sucks ass. But I won't go there. And probably, fine. And if I was forced to, if somebody held a gun to my head, I would never drink a Bud Light. I would drink a Coors Light. If I had those two to choose from. Those are some of my really bizarre, outdated, probably prejudices that I have in my head, and I just stick to them. Does any of you guys do that? Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I drive a Subaru. I probably will for the rest of my life.
Really?
And this is the one thing that I am very weird about. Is I am a whore for Apple products.
You know what? 1,000%.
Yeah.
I am too.
My
Apple, yeah.
Like, it's my phone, it's my headphones, it's my watch, it's my computer, it's my iPad, it's my entire world.
Yeah.
And I have poured my life into that, and I will probably continue to be like that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you're going to pour a lot more money into it than you normally would, but everything I've had lasts forever.
Exactly.
Consistency.
Until the new model comes out. This one's blue, and then you go get a new one. Yeah,
1,000%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jack, any preconceived prejudices that are just ridiculous?
I mean, I mentioned, Ford trucks over, everything. And I am an Apple snob. So
I was a Toyota guy.
everything.
I had a Toyota.
I drove a Toyota here tonight.
Yeah.
But it's because Ford broke down.
But doggone it, it's Ford all the way.
You know what that stands for, right?
Ford till death.
Fix or repair daily. That's what Ford stands for.
Ford.
Found on road dead.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean,
that laugh came out of nowhere.
I
felt
think-
really good.
Good.
Now I just want to keep my flame.
I think lastly, if Campanolo ever dies, I will shed a tear.
Yeah.
Because I've ridden them. I rode them.
They've been on that precipice for a long time.
I know, and
It's
I'll buy that fucking company. You just let me know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I rode it my whole entire, junior through, beginning of adult cycling.
I love Campy.
I'm currently riding it. which doesn't say much. I mean, but I just.
It's the dog. The dog's excited to see my wife.
I thought it
upstairs.
was clapping for Campanolo.
Yeah, I think so. Good,
But
good call. Good call.
It's there's so much tradition in the company.
Background music.
If you like,
Get it anyway. Yeah, go.
Anyway, go. I think that's it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I wish Campy was still around and a little bit more, a lot more affordable.
They're still around
too.
Yeah.
They're
I agree on that. I hope they.
We're supposed to go
away.
outside of cycling.
Outside of cycling, I would say I don't do Amazon. There's a deeper rooted reason why, and it was years ago. But also, I like mom and pops and small businesses, and so I
Shop
think
Washington. Shop local.
I'm all to keeping. I like being able to walk in and see. Hey, Harry, I've got this problem. At the hardware store type thing.
Yeah.
So I know it's idyllic.
Idyllic.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, you were right.
But the other one is Walmart because their business plan was pretty much take out the mom and pop.
Yeah.
And I try and do most of my buying for bike stuff is always on a LBS because I was involved. I do like the small guys. So Walmart like you
can go fuck off.
And I don't do anything Amazon. I will not.
Really.
And I've yet.
I find myself using Amazon too often.
I've never.
Oh, it's just so click. Hey, it's going to be here in 2 days.
We outfit a house with Amazon.
I know.
It's fucking hard to compete.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I understand why people do, and I don't shame them. It's just like I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to end the round with a
game,
an alphabet game. That'd be pretty quick. Do we want to give it an attempt? But the alphabet game has to be riders' names. It can be their first or last name, but it has to start with the corresponding letter. So.
And you're out when it's a missing.
You're out. You're out if you miss the letter. Yeah. So so exactly. If you got in your head, for example, if I went first and you were third, and you were all like, I got a C, but Jackson drops out, you got to come up with a B.
Cipollini. Bartoli.
Yeah. So there we go. So wow, we're old.
That's where it's going.
Well, that's disadvantage to him.
Yeah, he's got about 5 years.
I've got the niche names though.
Yeah, Jackson can get the niche names.
The Slovaks.
So which way do we want to go? I'll start, but which way do we want to go?
Okay, clockwise.
Which is
I don't know.
It would be this way.
Okay, so Jackson's first. Jackson's after me, right? Okay. So I'm going to start with Julian Alaphilippe.
Egan Bernal.
B. C.
Cipollini.
Mario Cipollini. D.
Delier.
I'm going to go
He's making shit up.
Edwig van Hooijdonk.
Second in
E. F.
I think I'm out on F.
So it could be first or last name?
First or last name.
All right.
Oh, okay.
It could be a Fred, Friday, Farmer.
Is there an F?
Yeah.
Florian Vermeesch.
There we go. G.
George Hincapie.
Oh, H.
I can't use
George Hincapie.
Yeah, I know.
H.
I will say Henny Kuiper.
Ooh,
that's a good one. Yep.
Igor.
There's an
Igor
out there.
Gomez.
Oh, yeah,
Igor Anton. Oh no. Igor.
There's plenty of Igors. You got
Miguel Indurain.
Ah, there we go.
J.
John Degenkolb.
K.
Sean Kelly.
L.
Franz Maassen.
Can I say Miguel Indurain again?
No.
Mika Kwiatkowski.
N.
Wait. I had M, right?
You had M? I have N?
Yes.
Oh, N. Neil Stevens.
Omar Freire.
P. You
Peter
can't say
Sagan.
Pop Holzer. Oh. Q. Oh, you got it. Think of it.
We talked about it.
Think of it.
I know.
Don't give him a hint.
Hang on. Quinn Simmons.
I was going to say Nairo Quintana.
That's what I
was. Rick Zabel.
Peter Stettner.
Thomas Simpson.
Tom Simpson. T-U.
U. Uwe Ampler.
Yes, that's what I was saying. V. Victor Campenarts.
W.
Oh, Jack, you're fucked.
Can I do a team?
No, it's got to be a writer.
A writer?
Starts with the W. First or last name.
Easy. I'll help you. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's the guy you want to potentially win Milan San Remo.
Oh, Wout Van Aert. Thank you.
X, Jack. Come on, man. We got to get to Z. X.
Xana? Fuck.
There's a
Russian?
Are we going to help Jack because we're too close?
Jesus Christ.
X.
Xavier?
I feel like
Xavier.
X
There's
is
gotta
an
be an
unfair
Xavier.
like
There's got to be an Xavier Bulgalski.
there is. I'm trying to think of somebody Xavier. There's
got to be
Xavier.
a Xavier because that's a fucking Spanish. So Xavier, no, I don't know. Why? Igor?
X. Y.
I fucking
yeah.
I'm out.
God, that's
X?
too hard.
Anybody would have. I mean, X is.
X to Maria, but that starts with an E. X to Maria.
Yeah, there's an X in
That's
it.
close enough.
Yeah.
That's close enough.
Right.
I know there's a
Y?
Xavier out there.
Like-
Y, it would be
I got it.
Lampard.
Yep.
What's his first name?
Yep.
Yves.
Yves
Yeah.
Lampard.
Oh, yeah.
Z. Michael Zanoli.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
we
call.
did it.
That is
There's a
good.
great one.
Yeah.
And we do have one final question. What is the largest living land mammal predator?
Somebody asked you.
Somebody asked us that.
The
Yeah.
largest land mammal predator?
Yeah.
Is that based off of our opening statements of animals?
I don't know.
Of spirit animals?
Lion.
We were just
Lion?
asked
Who
it.
the fuck asked that?
Well, is a lion bigger
And
than
he said he'll send us
largest-
$15. I think it's a bear.
I think it'd be a grizzly bear. Bigger, a polar bear.
Land
Bigger
animal
than
predator?
Should I
bigger than a
Predator.
polar bear. Bigger than a grizzly
Yeah,
bear.
polar
Right?
bears. Like, yeah, they can.
So it's me.
Yeah.
Pat Bulger is the
Yeah,
Who's
largest.
the largest
is the
land
largest
animal predator that
living-
gay men have an affection?
Oh,
an affection toward?
If,
Are we
if
gonna
it's
look this
polar
up?
bear, you in a few more years you'll be.
Oh
right.
my good Christ! It is the polar bear.
Yeah, it is.
Big up to Paul Maine.
$15.
Yeah, we get 15 bucks.
Who's the fucker who's got to send us 15 bucks? Actually, tell him to donate it to his local humane society.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
think you
good.
will. There we go.
Or buy a case of beer.
No, local humane
Oh,
society.
sorry. Jesus Christ. Same thing. Yeah, just kidding.
No, not at all. Everybody, get out there, stay safe, ride with friends, forgive when possible.
Forgive me.
Yeah, and we will catch you next week. Watch Milan San Remo and wish me luck. Hopefully,
Save
I'll be
the
back,
polar
and I
bears.
won't. Hopefully, I'll beat the diva.
Yeah,
You
you
will. You will.